As an afterthought, he did a body drop atop the helmet, and hearing the thing suck as it sealed into the mud, suddenly he was again enveloped in the wonderful darkness of the jungle. Jarvis had moved 5 feet closer, and Hilton could hear him teetering, if smothering, laughter. Hilton was aware of the smoke for the first time and a little bit of odor, but it didn't bother him. He rolled off and looked at the helmet for a few seconds, and then put his ear to the steel, trying to hear any telltale spattering. There was none. He wondered if the letters tucked in the top of his liner might catch fire. He screwed the helmet deeper into the mud and packed more mud around it, just to be sure that it was airtight. He wondered if the damn peaches had all spilled. After several minutes, that could have been 5, Hilton finally decided to lift the pot. First, before he dared lift the whole thing, he drove his face down into the mud and peeked under one edge. Take no chances, take no prisoners, he thought to himself. Jarvis was now towering directly above him, and he was laughing openly. "Man," he asked, "you got a permit for that campfire?" Hilton twisted for a better look. There was no light, just smoke under the helmet. He snapped to his knees, lifted the pot straight off, and held it maybe a foot from the candles. He still worried that they might relight. Seconds went by, then maybe a minute. Nothing relit. Hilton reached down and tore the candles out of the cake. He flipped them in the general direction of the foil, but didn't really care if the thing survived or not. "Thanks, Cherry," that voice behind him bellowed again, but this time there seemed to be a hint of friendliness in it. Jarvis reached down, putting his hand on Hilton's head. There was a softness in his voice when he said, "Happy birthday, buddy." "Hey," Jarvis said finally, "if I were you, I'd save those candles and use them on your real birthday. Maybe you could have a fire tomorrow night. You could broil your sardines. Remember those sardines that you've been humping?" There was real humor as he laughed. Hilton had the last candle in his hand. He decided he was done with them and twisted the candle onto his index finger and snapped it into Jarvis's face. "Maybe on my next birthday," Hilton smiled. Then he reached down, retrieved his plate, and snapped a large clump of dirt off the side of his birthday cake. Then he grabbed a peach slice with his tongue and sucked it deep into his mouth. Thanks for listening, folks.